are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. Alright, so we are continuing the story of my wedding for the third successive Saturday in a row. I'm already over it, so I can't imagine how over it you people are. But it's turned into a serial now, like Days of Our Lives, so I'll hook in a couple of the old chooks. So where was I? I was up to the Bucks/Hens night. So I had already said I don't really want one. I don't really care, to be honest with you. It's probably safer not to have one. But then one thing led to another, which it usually does. And we ended up on this huge property about 2 hours out of Bangalore. So it was all my friends that were there and all my wife's friends, all mishmashed together. We went up in like maybe 7, 8, 10 cars. I can't remember. There was that much fucking booze. There was no threat at all of running out of fucking booze. We had everything. Every cheap piece of shit Indian rum, bourbon, gin you could find, we bought it. So we get to this joint and there's heaps of beds. There's heaps of space. It's a fucking cool setup. There was lights everywhere, fairy lights, made it look fucking majestic. They also had this fucking sweet sprinkler setup. So there was a square sort of like dance floor and there was a cube. And up the cube frame was like little sprinklers going up and pouring down as well. So you would go on the dance floor and the sprinklers would hit you and you'd just be covered in water. So the party gets started and everyone's boozing on. Everyone's getting along fine. My friends are trying to fuck my wife's friends. My wife's friends are trying not to get fucked by my friends. Everyone is getting on like fucking house on fire. There's weed flowing around. Someone even had a little bag of Coke, Indian Coke. I had a little bit actually. I forgot about that. My wife's friend, that's right, she dragged me into the room and she's like, do you want to try some Coke? And I'm like, I don't think what you have is Coke, but I'll try it regardless. Rack me up. And it wasn't Coke, but I didn't complain. I just let her continue playing her little Coke game. And even though it wasn't Coke and I knew it wasn't Coke, I asked her for some more. I asked her for some more later. That's who you're dealing with here. I went back to her later when I was fucking drunk. And I'm like, hey, can I have another line of that Coke? Even though I 100% knew it wasn't Coke and it did almost nothing. I was pretty much getting high just off the idea of doing a line. But I did it anyway. So the night's getting a bit deeper. Everyone is getting fucking hammered now. Indians, Australians, a couple of my boys didn't put in a very fucking big effort. They were jet lagged apparently. So a couple of them fucking piked early. But the music was cranking and everyone was under these sprinklers on the dance floor. Everyone's soaked, so people are ripping off their clothes. And the deeper the night got, the drunker everyone got, the more and more it became like an Australian box. My mates are stripping down to their undies. One of my mates got his fucking gear completely off. My mate Gav stripped down to nothing, then climbed the frame of the fucking sprinkler thing and started fake fucking it to the music. The Indians were a little bit shocked. He was running around like a fucking madman, just screaming, doing laps, drinking shots like a fucking maniac, smashing bottles. Another one of my mates, Cal. So everyone's half nude and wet, and my mate Cal, who at the time was fat and had tits, he hadn't been under the sprinkler or on the dance floor because he didn't want to get wet. He didn't want to take his shirt off. I understood his pain. I didn't go under very much either, and I definitely didn't get my fucking shirt off. But the spirit of the night caught hold of him. The vibe was too much for him to stay clothed. So he was standing to the side of the fucking sprinkler dance floor and he's going, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I just strip down and fucking enjoy the night? Just get in there and start dancing. And I'm blind and I'm building him up. I'm like, of course, man, we're in fucking India. Party, enjoy it, man. Did you ever think we were going to be here? Get nude. Fucking do it, man. And he's starting to froth. He's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then he stripped down to his underwear, his little red saggy-assed underwear, and fucking ran into the middle of the dance floor with the sprinklers and everything. And just as he made it into the middle of the dance floor, someone turned the music off and turned the sprinkler off. and everyone who was on the dance floor just walked away because the music had stopped. And there is my mate Cal, the short little fat guy with tits in the middle of the dance floor. who had just amped himself up to fucking do something that he never does, and there he is standing all alone in the middle of the fucking dance floor. And then he just had to mope back to his clothes and put them back on. Oh, fuck, that was good. It was like you were at a bar and it was the last song of the night and someone flicked the lights on. All the air got sucked out of him, and no one noticed him either. He was just standing there hunched over with his fat little body and his red little undies. Oh, that's a good memory. So the night is starting to wind down. I think it's like fucking 4 a.m. or something. Shit's been trashed. Not too bad though. Everyone was relatively respectful. But the Indians had gone to sleep and a lot of my mates had piked. So all of my mates bailed off to bed except for one, Gav, the guy who was fucking the sprinkler frame. So me and him find this fold-out table and we're sitting on a couple of chairs and we were just going shot for shot on the apple vodka. That's what we were down to, the apple fucking vodka. So me and him are sitting there and we're fucking trolleyed now. He's still just in his underwear. I'm sitting there, can barely string 2 sentences together, but we start arguing. We're arguing over, I can't remember exactly. It had something to do with his girlfriend at the time who was from Taiwan, not getting a visa or how hard it was to get a visa. And then he said my wife only got a visa because I'm getting married to her, which was wrong. She already had her fucking visa through her studies. She didn't get her visa through me at all. So we're arguing back and forth from that. I'm trying to explain to him that's not what happened. But when Gav gets onto the apple-flavored vodka, it's a bit hard to get through to him. So we're arguing, and then one argument turns into another argument. I think it was about languages or something. Both of us are incoherent at this point. And the arguments just get more and more fucking aggressive. And Gav is a fucking real aggressive dude, especially when he's on the apple fucking vodkas. So I say something, I can't remember what I said, but I knew it was going to fucking hit him hard. And I knew he was going to react violently to it. So I was a tiny little bit prepared. So I said whatever I said. He stands up, flips the fucking table. I stand up and he just takes a fucking swing. Just a fucking haymaker. It would have knocked me out and it would have given me a fucking broken nose or a double fucking black eye or a broken jaw. So he swings and I just lean back out of reach and he fucking fresh airs it. He goes to swing again. I dodge it again. Then I'm like, Gav, what the fuck are you doing? And then he comes to his senses and it's all fucking sweet. We pull the table back up. I'm like, man, fucking Jesus Christ. Just settle down, man. You got to fucking control your temper. So we start drinking more apple-flavored vodka. It's all good. We do a couple of shots. We cheers. The sun's up now. It's full daylight. There's other people coming out the back. We were the only ones for a couple of hours there. There's people waking up and coming out to sort of join us or to mill around. We're still drinking. We're ignoring everyone. We're fucked now. My mate Shawnee comes out. He's having a few drinks too. But me and Gav are in our own little world. And we're having a talk. And we start arguing again. I can't remember what it was. It was probably who got the highest score in high school or something. I don't know. It was some fucking bullshit. But it escalated again. And it kept going. And it kept going. And then I said something grating to him again. And I knew I was saying something grating. And I knew what his reaction was going to be again. So I'm pretty much poking the bear at this point. Does the same exact thing. Stands up. Flips the fucking table. I stand up as he flips it. He swings again. Like a massive fucking haymaker. He's coming from fucking way back. And because he's coming from way back, I can see it coming. So I just pull out like it grazes my nose. It was so fucking close. My mate Sean comes over, sort of breaks it up. We're yelling at each other. I'm saying fuck you. He's saying fuck you. He wants to kill me. I want to kill him. Then we sort of break off. And Gab picks up a chair and just fucking smashes it. One of those plastic chairs, just smashes it on the ground. And then he goes on a fucking tear. He just starts grabbing chairs, smashing them, throwing them. Anything he can find, he's just picking up and smashing. And for some reason, I join him. I start picking up chairs and just start smashing them. So shit is going fucking everywhere. Me and Gav are just launching shit, just trashing the joint now. It was like we were bonding. It was like we were saying sorry to each other through the destruction of other people's property. The Indians are a little bit concerned. Everyone else is fucking sober except for me and this other fucking maniac. So they fucking try and calm us down. We eventually calm down. We get whisked into a car a little bit later. We continue drinking, obviously. We drank through this whole thing. The owner of the property comes back and he's like, you fucking, what the fuck happened here? And he's going off his head. The Indians are trying to deal with it. He's like, I'm never letting white people stay here again. You're fucking animals. We're like, fuck him. We'll go back and smash some more fucking chairs. Apparently we smashed like 20 chairs and tables and shit. I thought that was a little bit high, but speaking to Gav not long ago, he reckons he did at least 13 chairs himself. He was on a fucking tear. So me and Gav are in the back of this car. At this point, I barely know what's going on. I can barely remember any of this. It's just a couple of like photographic memories of like Gav swinging at me, smashing the chairs. Then me and Gav getting piled into the back of a car together and we're just hugging each other, just loving each other. And we continue drinking. We still had a bottle or something. But really, we can't even mumble words. We're just fucking fucked in the back of this car. But we continued pushing down the booze. We finally get back to the hotel where we're all staying. And me and Gab just collapsed in bed together. Everyone else did their own thing, but we were too fucked. I can't really remember any of this. The next thing I remember is waking up in a dark room next to Gav, violently shaking, sweating fucking bullets, not knowing where I was and just going, fuck, I can't deal with it. Went back to sleep. The next time I woke up was when my mate Sean came in the room. He woke me up. He's like, oh man, you fucked up yesterday, man. You fucked up. I'm like, what happened? He's like, when you got back here, Vaish's dad, my wife's dad, was here as well. And you were fucked and you were talking shit and you started trashing things and he was watching and the whole thing's called off, man. It's fucking over. Vaish was there. She said she never wants to speak to you again. And I swear to God, because I had blacked out and I couldn't really remember anything, my stomach, it's never dropped that far before in my entire life. I've had some serious fucking stomach drops from being told what I did the previous night, but nothing ever compared to this one. And it had dropped so far, I couldn't even process it. I just put my head in the pillow. I couldn't even put together a thought. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, man, it's fucked. And he shut the door and walked off. And I'm just laying there shaking, still sweating, just going, how the fuck am I going to get out of this one? And I sat there for like 10 minutes and then he came back in. He's like, I was just joking, man. I'm like, serious? He's like, yeah, man, you were fucked, but no one came. No one saw anything. And I'm like, are you fucking serious, Shawnee? Please tell me you're serious. He's like, yeah, man, you just came home and passed out. You were fucked, though. And I just wanted to get up and fucking kiss that bastard. He just took my life away and gave it back to me in 10 minutes. So then after that, it took me a fucking day to recover. And then the wedding shit started. And these are the days of our lives. All right, that's it for me tonight. See you the fuck later.